Welcome to Highfinder Expo Highlights. Today I am pleased to welcome Jochen Lehmkuhl.
Thank you, Stephen, for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
And you guys are presenting some innovations at the fair today.
Absolutely.
And I'm very curious to know what they are.
Yes. So we are presenting this year our polyglass filter elements, what you see here. This is a customized solution as well for a tank manufacturer of hydrogen. And what this is more or less a police filter. So this filter is originally designed for the lace industry, and the outstanding added value is the same as well for the hydrogen industry. We protect the fuel cell from any kind of particles, any kind of humidity, and thereby as well make sure that the fuel cell does not get any severe damage.
Okay, so just to understand this, and I'm grateful that you brought this. This consists of what material is this? And so the filter is actually passing the hydrogen through this.
Absolutely,
yeah?
absolutely.
And what material is this? And is there a pressure drop, or how does that work?
Well, of course, it's a mechanical filtration.
Yeah.
What you see here, normally we're just very strong in just glass fiber filter elements.
Yeah.
But this here, as you see, it's a special design. It's a polyglass design, so it's a patented filter with a polyglass outer layer, which means it's very strong. So we make sure as well, due to the pressure that you have when you're feeding the fuel cell, there's no kind of fibers getting the fuel cell and causing damage.
Yes, exactly. I mean, obviously fuel cell systems are very sensitive to that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And can you give us some numbers here? I like, filters sometimes have certain particle size or something,
absolutely.
Is it absolutely zero? Or
Almost. Yeah. These glass fiber filter elements as well, they have a filtration rate of 99.99% of droplets down to 0.1 micron. So it's almost zero air. So it's really, we safeguard as well, and we make sure that there's no particle, no humidity in the further process.
Where are they used?
Where they use, just imagine a truck or a bus, for example, that runs with hydrogen, and these filters, as I just mentioned as well, they protect the fuel cell. So it's the last gate, let's say, before the hydrogen enters into the fuel cell.
In fuel cell systems.
Absolutely.
But you're also open to stationary applications?
We are open to stationary application as well. We are a solution provider for filtration. So any kinds of problems, any kinds of application you have, we make sure that you get a tailor-made solution.
Yeah, maybe you can expand on that a little bit. You say you're a solution provider for applications. And I see you brought also photos of what you bring here.
Yeah, right. So just
help us understand this a little bit better.
Of course. Just what you see here is just, in addition, of course, as well to the filter elements, what we can supply are, of course, the filter housings. So high pressure filter housings, what you see here, for example, a housing for 340 bar, for 400 bar. So, of course, we are able as well to design all that. In addition to that, we have other product groups as well. We have capacitive switches for the coolings, and as well, mainly for the compressor industry, we have our oil mist separators.
Yes.
So companies, how to say, all the compressor manufacturers that exhibit here as well, are partly customers of us, using this specific oil system. Again, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
This filter, glass fiber filters, that take out any kinds of aerosols from the air.
So this glass fiber can do the pressures we normally see at fuel cells, which is in a single-digit bar kind of area,
right?
Or maybe I don't know how far, maybe even higher. But you mentioned here you can go up to several hundred bar. With the same material.
Yes, with the same material. And then of course, what the main thing is, of course, the filter housing. So this has of course to withstand the pressure. But the filter elements are very robust.
Okay. And so what sizes do they come in?
Well, all different kinds of sizes. What you see here, it's a relatively small filter elements. These filter elements, as I said, with the same structure we designed for the compressors, are up to 1 meter, and normally in a diameter from 12, 25 up to 63 millimeters. Okay. Depending really, of course, on the flow rates.
On the flow, okay. Jochen, so I know you've been working on this for a while, but so can you tell us a little bit, what's the outlook? What's up next? I mean, you're doing this now, I guess you're putting it in the systems. What do you have in the cards? Are you expanding your portfolio, or what?
Well, yes, of course. What we would like to do is to expand our portfolio, not just to sell and how to say, to design the filter elements, but of course to do the same thing as well for the filter housings. Currently, the customers that we have mainly have their own filter housings, which is fine, but it's still on a small scale. But we, as well as we're specialists not just in filter elements, but as well in filter housings, we would like to scale up there and show to the market as well that we can, let's say, are really a solution provider for both filter elements, filter housing. Yes, that's what
I
we're
think
strong
that's
at.
a strong statement there. That's what we
Absolutely.
want to do. Thank you very much, Jochen. This
Stephen, it
has
has
been
been a
an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Coming. So I wish you well with that,
Fantastic.
and thanks guys for watching.
Thank you so much.
All the
Thank you
best.
much for having me.
Thank you.